good people, I have been consuming some media. So what I've been doing is, just checking on some things that got me motivated to do this pod and speak on some of the things that I've been speaking on. So I went back to go watch some of the people that, gave me motivation to do this, because I know in a lot of instances, excuse me, we are a product of our environment, which means is whatever you consume, you start to think like that. Whatever people you be around, you start to think how they think, because just the familiarity and the camaraderie you might have with certain people, you start to kind of find yourself, or just points people make might be something that you think and you just never said out loud. With that being said, I went out and I found myself for a few days consuming some of, some old YouTubers that I used to watch. I still watch some of them, but a lot of them I don't watch anymore. Some new people came along, and took their spot, because I believe them. I thought they are more believable than the other people I was watching, just because of how they move. But lately, what I have been seeing is some people that's on the left. And what I mean left means left leaning, left, idealistic, left, let's just say left ideals. And let's say just the way they move and portray themselves, you would consider them left leaning, because their politics don't match up to nothing what's going on in the right wing, and they don't associate themselves with centrists. So when I say left, I mean people that care about social issues, people that care about just the well-being of people, and believe that society should help one another regardless of financial status or family, or regardless. We all should be in a pot together, and which in turn will make the pot grow. What I did see was, while I was looking at these shows, what I did see was left-leaning, self-prescribed leftists. What I saw over the last, I would say, 2 weeks or so, just feeding on each other. What do I mean by that? What I mean is people that would typically think the same, move the same, talk the same. I just seen a lot of infighting, and I still see it. People calling each other out their names. Popular talk show hosts, Cenk Uygur, called Another popular left talk show host, Brianna Joy Gray, a fake leftist. I seen on the Vanguard. These are shows that I watch, people. So I'm giving y'all a little insight to where I be at when it comes to this. I seen Vanguard guys had on Aaron Mate, and they was digging into him because he didn't ask a question that they thought he should ask, or they thought they was giving him an escape alley to what he was talking about, and they think he should have pressed him more. I seen Jimmy Dore fighting with Nina Turner. I seen just craziness between supposedly left-leaning people all on the same time. Everybody trying to get to the same goal, but everybody has different ways of going through it. You know, it's one thing to say somebody is a fake leftist and keep it to yourself. Maybe that's what you're thinking or whatever motivations you have for coming out on the internet and saying something like that, when obviously this woman has been, fighting for left-leaning issues as long as I have noticed her. Cenk Uygur. To call somebody a fake leftist when all you do is talk, and this person literally was on the ground, it says a lot about you. But I'm not going to get into specific people. What I'm going to get into is, the infighting just on the left. This was supposed to be what was said in the last podcast, State of the Union, that I did. And basically, I went on a tangent on where is the podcast going next. Everybody should watch that video to know the direction that this pod is going. It's still going to be more of the same. But like I said, I'm going to go a little more on my own on certain aspects and just do things that I want to do. But back to what we're talking about, the left. I noticed over the years, when I first started really consuming media on the internet, there was a show, The Young Turks. Everybody's seen this. Everybody is familiar with The Young Turks, Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian, and all these people that prescribe to be on the left. And for a long time, I was like, I like these people. They're really talking about issues that I think people should hear. They had Jimmy Dore on there. Jimmy Dore was going crazy on there. And then there was a split between them. I said, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. They was like brothers. I remember when they was going against that what's his name? He came and broke up one of their segments. Excuse me. Came and broke up one of their segments, and it was this big ordeal. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Oh man, my memory does not serve me well as of late, but yeah, yeah, it was a big old fiasco. They're doing election day political analysis. They had a little group of Jimmy Dore and Cenk Uygur, and then this guy came in and just started going at them, and they was going back at them. And the camaraderie I seen between Jimmy Dore and Cenk, it was like two brothers fighting on the same side. And I said, damn, I like that. That's spicy. You know what I mean? That's like how me and my brothers used to roll. Like one person go get in some shit, we all getting in it. That's how it was. And so I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, I like that. So I started watching it, and over the years, started following both of them. Jimmy leaves. I'm watching Jimmy. I'm watching the Young Turks. Then all of a sudden they started beefing. And I'm like, this how friends treat each other? Like when y'all don't agree on something, that's one thing. I mean, friends, real friends learn to, if y'all don't agree on a certain issue or issues, between friends, you think they will work it out. Hey man, you ain't rocking with this, but I like it, but still be friends. Boy, if you look at them now, you would think that they never even knew each other, just watching each other from a distance, and just the slanging of trash on each other. It's freaking unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I get it. You don't want to look bad in front of a progressive audience, because everybody is like some Puritans now. Everybody, you can't never have no asterisk by your name. You got to be some kind of Puritans, my way or no way. Just like Cenk Uygur's interview with Brianna Joy Gray. He said, there's no way I will reconcile with Jimmy. Hell no. And the way his energy was calling her a fake leftist, when all she do is stand up for leftist ideals more than him. I don't know why their philosophy had changed at the Young Turks, but they don't seem the same no more. Now, I heard it was an influx of money and all this. See, I don't get involved with all that. I have noticed the change, though. They ain't as equal in their coverage of both political parties as they used to. And then everything is Trump, Trump, Trump. And even my guy, Jimmy Dore, I love watching Jimmy Dore, but everything now is they doing this because they don't want Trump to run again. And he's starting to get a little stale with that. Like, everybody's rushing for the numbers game, where I thought if you were left leaning, if you're a left leaning person, it's really not about numbers. It's about getting the message out. the message, your policies, your politics. I thought it was a messaging game that people were playing, and the numbers would of the policies will bring your numbers up. What you're speaking on will make the numbers come because more people will identify with you. Excuse me. Um, but what I have noticed as of late, when Nina Turner clapped back at Jimmy and said, you're a racist, which I thought was way out of line. I don't think anybody that watches Jimmy could say he's a racist. But that's how Nina came. And I love some Nina Turner. Man, she get up there, she start talking and give you that fiery speech. And man, she remind me of some old school, black politicians that just wanted to stand up against something, hold truth to power and everything like that. And she came at Jimmy and called him a racist. I said, whoa, what is going on here? I thought everybody is on the left, folks. Excuse me. Vanguard's going against Aaron Mate because he didn't specifically say what they wanted him or think he should have said. And hold up, Aaron Mate is on the left. I don't know where Glenn Greenwald is on anything anymore. He speaks on everything. But he's a left. I would consider him being on the left. But Turks was talking about Glenn Greenwald. It's like a feeding frenzy that's happening on the left. And these were all the voices that I subscribe to. They got the young people coming up, Revolutionary Blackout Network. I love those guys, what they do over there. They always speaking that good stuff. Sabby Sab, Sabrina Salvati, all the whatever they got going on over there, I love it. That's good. I think everybody should watch that, especially Black brothers and sisters. Their message is real, and I appreciate it. Yeah, I watch all these people. These are all the shows that I watch. I like to get my left news coming from people that I think are, real contributors to that cause and people that believe in that cause. Because I think in all societies, for any societies to succeed and grow, we should all take care of each other. Capitalism is a thing of the past, or at least it should be, because capitalism, like Bernie Sanders says, only cater to 1% of Americans. And if Americans should be strong or will be strong or could be strong, I think if we all take care of one another, I think this country has no limits and no limit to its greatness. But the 1% of people that collect everything is in control of the media, control of the money, trying to get in control of all the food and everything else, mandates and everything else. Just a whole lot of thinking contradictory to what I think America says it is and what it should be. But these voices that's supposed to be left leaning, I would say to you, do disagreements on ways of doing things, does that constitute a piranha lifestyle? And what I mean by a piranha lifestyle, does that mean y'all need to keep feeding on each other to get a point across? Now, I know everybody does stuff for clicks. You know, you want your message to be heard, you want your voice to be heard, but at what cost does getting clicks, at what cost does that, make you, at what cost would you do that for? Like, is there no shut off valve on any of you people? Whereas you don't think if you hurting a fellow left person, you don't think that makes you look bad? For all the Puritans that want everybody to pass the purity test, in their eyes, I think y'all look kind of crazy. Just feeding on each other. And y'all all supposedly come from the same ilk, hold the same values. Now, I know some people's value has changed. It's apparently, you can see it. Like, you can see that. Like, some people's views have changed. The way they move has completely changed. And I'm not going to direct any ire to anybody's. If that's what you choose to do, God bless you and may you keep it moving. But when everybody is supposedly going in the same direction, what's up with the piranha lifestyle going on right now between the left? That's why none of you are being taken seriously. Because of how y'all treat each other. Now, me personally, I'm never going to sit on here and say I'm some kind of purist. I know I got some shit with me. Okay? But you people that do have positions of power with your voice and a lot of charisma when you talk and moxie, when are y'all going to get back to policies instead of this piranha lifestyle that y'all have where y'all just want to gnaw on each other? Now, I know some people's podcast is just dedicated for doing that. But those people that I watch, I never knew that they just subscribe to such low-hanging fruit. Like, if I know somebody's low-hanging fruit, I don't see the point in going after them. That's why I say no people's really, I usually don't say no people's names, but I said these people's names to make a point. But, I don't know if people going to prescribe to left-leaning issues or values or anything of that nature when the messengers of so-called policy is out here biting the head off of the next person that supposedly speaking the same thing that they speaking. They say, oh, they'll never coalesce together because they always fighting against each other, right? Where the capitalists, the mainstream, the oligarchs that all you people talk about, right where y'all right where they want y'all to be. fighting and biting each other's head off, speaking ill on each other's names like y'all never knew each other. And the ones that don't know the person they talking about, they even go even more crazy. So I would say to you, all you left-leaning, self-prescribed left-leaning people, when y'all gonna close the valve? When y'all gonna put the cage in front of the free flowing hate? When you gonna allow your narcissistic or your narcissism to be subdued and allow yourselves to get back to the policy and to the message that y'all bring that brings people together? I mean, what are we doing, folks? I barely get any views, and I'm trying to stay on message. I'm trying to stay on, you know, this message, and I don't get a whole lot of clicks. But I don't do this shit for clicks. And for some of y'all that worry about and talk about capitalism, that's what you're starting to look like. We got to move this person out the way so we can get their viewers. Look how bad this person got ratioed on Twitter. Bring up Twitter tweets like that's newsworthy. Like, some of it do be, but I mean, look what this person said. Look, this is where they're contradictory right here. Look, contradicting themselves. Look at them. Man, listen. For a lot of reasons, I don't watch TV. It may be the same reason why I don't watch some of these internet shows no more. They all starting to seem like variety shows. Let's see who can dog one person the most. You know, they got these two young guys in a show called The Vanguard. I like them two young brothers. They come with really good points when they speaking on something. They really got their stuff together. I could appreciate two young people coming with that kind of knowledge and work, really care about what they're doing. You could tell. Like, I can appreciate something like that. And, you know, I see what they did to Aaron Monte, and I'm like, come on, what are we doing? Come on, what are we doing? The so-called left, self-prescribed left, I'm not saying that they are. Y'all just eating each other up. How is anybody going to follow y'all? How y'all going to amass a coalition of people to believe in y'all causes if y'all eating on each other, making one fellow lefty look bad just because they don't agree with what you're saying at the moment, but 90% of the shit that you say they agree with? Like, what are we doing? Not we, but what are y'all doing? Because although I am left-leaning, I am committed to saying what I need to say about anything and everybody. That's why I'm doing this. And I know a lot of my listeners and viewers probably don't even know what I'm talking about right now because they probably don't even watch these shows, which will bring me up to, excuse me, bring me up to what I want to talk about next. Because I heard a young sister, she does a podcast. She started saying stuff like, remember, you heard it here first. Or you heard it here first, or you don't look at this person. Or I see somebody saying the same things I'm saying. Listen, sister. If somebody has the same ideals as you, and they just so happen to speak on a subject that you talked about, doesn't necessarily mean that they got it from you, number one. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they didn't get it from you. What it means is that y'all kind of think the same or think on the same guises. And it's something as crazy as, let's just say, for instance, a very very famous basketball player passed away, Bill Russell. Which is newsworthy in itself. Which is partly the reason why I did a podcast and did a remembrance of Bill Russell. Does that mean somebody stole that from you? Or does that mean the person that we're speaking on is a very famous basketball player, also was engaged in civil rights, in the civil rights movement? And other people other than yourself thought that was newsworthy. But people want to say, oh, people are biting. No, people that's on the left think the same, and similar content comes out because of it. And also, that is the news cycle of YouTube. Somebody do a video, is 30,000 videos on the same subject. That's called YouTube. That's nobody stealing your shit. That's called YouTube. So when people say they're on the left and they say, hey, remember, you heard it here first. Oh, and get mad because their subscriber count went down and all kinds of crazy stuff like, hey, what are you in it for? Are you in it to be seen, or are you in it to get your views? Your views out and your opinions out. Because if you're doing it for any reason other than that, then you are capitalist. Because like I said, my videos barely get any clicks, and I really don't care. I'm going to keep doing them. And I also got my videos in other places, so YouTube ain't the only one. At the end of the day, if the left keep feeding on itself, it doesn't matter where the message comes from, as long as the message is getting out to the masses. But everybody's talking about, he's biting my content, or he's doing what I'm doing. We are left-leaning people, so things like that happens. Number one. And number two, the content's not the same. You can look at hers, look at his, or look at theirs. Everybody's doing it in their own goddamn way. So all this craziness, when people saying, you're taking my stuff and using it and all, come on now. Really? Let's just say your audience ain't mine, and it's something you said inspired me to do something, or something you said made me want to tell other people. The audience aren't the same. So why do you care if somebody took something you did and said, hey, I think this was important? You should be like, hey, especially if this person gave you credit for it. Now, if the person didn't give you credit or say your name, then it obviously didn't come from you. Maybe they thought of it the same time you did or the same around the same time. So we got to stop with all this craziness for so-called people calling themselves on the left. The right are not doing that. That's why they kicked people's ass when Roe v. Wade came out. 50 years played the long game to get to that spot. While the left and center left or center right politicians sat there feeding on themselves and eating each other the fuck up. They out here highly motivated, highly organized, and getting shit done. While everybody else sitting over around fighting for scraps. I said this and you said it too, therefore you took it from me. Get, please. Left-leaning people tend to think alike. And all this, remember, you heard it here first. Sounds like some MSNBC crap right there. The people that you rail against. Excuse me. And it's news. And it's something that you think people should know. So why does it matter the mouthpiece that said it other than yours? Is that really what it is? People want to say when keeping it real, people tell people all the time, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. No, keeping it real is, it doesn't matter where the information comes from. It's all the same message. If you people are truly are what you say you are. Nobody's copying you. Nobody's doing none of that. And if they are, it's a different audience. So your message got across to them. If somebody needs to be recognized, then say, hey, I did that and I think you should recognize me. And then that person can say, sis, I didn't get it from you. I actually had that podcast already recorded and I could show you the electronic date that I did it in the file. And then will you feel crazy? Or you want all the recognition? Because if that's the case, then consider yourself a capitalist, right? So when the whole thing of the left eating on the left, self-prescribed left politicians do it, self-prescribed leftist individuals doing it. What I want to know is when y'all gonna get back to the policies, because I know a lot of you people do it way better than I do. And I think the ecosystem is messed up because y'all off kilter feeding on each other. When the movement should be of solidarity, it don't need to have one voice, as many voices, but y'all don't need to be fighting and feeding on each other. I don't think anybody that takes the time out of their life who don't have to do this shit, which I don't. I do it because I want certain things to be known. I think something people should hear. I don't do it for no clout or chasing or any of that, because I don't have to do it. I do it because I really think there's a message that needs to be told. And if you're doing it for any reason other than that, you just want to lace your pockets and have 1,000 and 1,500 subscribers and excuse me, you need to have all these people watching your stuff or you're going to feel bad while you're doing your show and show everybody how crazy you look. I don't see anybody watching my shit anymore. Person like me, I'm at the point where I don't even care. I'm still going to do the content that I want to do. It's just not for you. You don't have to watch it. Right. And that should be for anybody that consume any kind of media online or on TV. Whatever you don't like, you just don't got to watch it. You don't got to talk bad about it. Or because they in direct competition with you, you want to talk shit about it. Or you might have had a problem with them, or you want to say their show is trash because mine's told you this. All you people look crazy, and that's why the left are not being taken serious, because anybody that's somewhere stuck in the middle, they gonna look at y'all and say, oh, they crazy. They gonna look at them and say, oh, they crazy. We don't need to listen to none of this shit. And you turn people off. That's why some of the shows I don't even watch them. When I look at the title, and is this worthy of my eyes or my time? And I keep it moving. If I think it's some bull crap, I keep it moving. I don't want to hear what you feel about another podcaster or a YouTuber. What does that even mean? When the focus should be on policy and the best way of achieving those policies. I know y'all want to sensationalize everything so you can get the clicks. That's what everybody chasing. You look at their thumbnails, look at the clip. Ooh, look. I've been having people telling me, oh, man, you got to make your thumbnails more salacious so you can get, man, I don't do this shit for that. I don't. I don't want anybody to think I do. I've never been a clout chaser any time in my freaking life. I do stuff because I genuinely care about it or care about a person. Oh, come on, left-leaning people. If y'all want to be taken seriously, y'all need to get your eyes back on the prize. All of y'all. And you got a young sister like Brianna Joy Gray being talked down to by somebody you can't even really believe anymore. He looked like a freaking child. Oh no, I will never talk to them again. This is why I don't deal with you. What is you doing, Cenk Uygur? Talking to a black woman like that, number one. And number two, talking to anybody like that, calling somebody fake. Who are you to say that? You got your audience, and then you want to sour them against somebody. What you think that's going to get you more clicks? Because that's what people say, and the reason why you had her on there. Because you ain't doing as good as you used to. Now, I don't know because I don't watch you no more. But what I do know is you went about that conversation very terrible, sir. And you need to check yourself. All of y'all crapping on Nina Turner too. Because she didn't rail against the people that turned their back on her. I think Nina Turner's heart is in the right position. I never think of her as not on the left. And people out here saying that she is not on the left, you're crazy, sir. Maybe you don't like the way she's going about it, but that don't mean she's not a left-leaning person. You know, it's of a culture where everybody has to be right and the other person is wrong. And I'm gonna show you where they're wrong, and I'm gonna show you why I'm right. We're never uncovering your wrongs. You know what all looks wrong to me? When you got heavyweights punching down on lightweights. When you got men smacking women, not physically, but verbally, and then women calling people racist when everybody know they're not. Like, everybody's just in a space where it's just dog eat dog. Whatever I say means more because I said it does, and by any means necessary, I'm gonna make it that way. Capitalism at its finest, folks. Everybody, to me, what YouTube is now is clickbait, and everybody doing shit for the wrong reasons. If you really care about it, I know if that's your job and that's the only thing you got to do, then I understand you do whatever it takes to get your algorithm to see you. But man, at what cost? What's up with what happened to integrity? What happened to that? Like, everybody, I remember when I first started, like, I was just some old simple-minded brother, just go to the polls and vote blue no matter who. Hey, this is Democrats. Check, 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 check. Not no more. And I was informed by a whole lot of you people's names that I said. And it drives me crazy watching y'all now like a bunch of piranhas with one piece of chicken in the water and y'all all trying to bite it. Y'all look crazy. But carry on. Who am I to tell you? I'm just nobody. I'm somebody on YouTube talking. Excuse me. But what I am seeing and what I am saying is all this damage y'all doing to y'all cause is being felt by simple guys like me that just decided to speak on the mic, and other people as well. We see the infighting. We see the crossroads that the left is in at the moment. Y'all need to get y'all shit together and get back on message and not on killing this person because they don't agree with what you said. At what cost? At what cost are you willing to give up the cause for? That's my question for y'all. So I'll still get my 20-something views or 30-something views or 40-something views or 50-something or 60-something views, and we'll be happy with it. I don't do this for money. I do it to get a message out. And I think all of y'all lost sight of that. Those checks must be nice. But this has been your Don't Listen podcast with your boy TP. And yes, we are still in the building. We ain't going nowhere, folks. Nowhere will we go. And if we do, you will know, but we ain't going nowhere. So, I will say to you, peace to all of you on your journey. Remember to live the life that you love and love the life that you live. Peace to you, and I'm out.